All right. Thank you. Uh, Come on in. Welcome, 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 welcome. Welcome. Give you a second to come on in for a second. This is our portion number 7. Welcome back. I'm going to give you a moment to come on in. First, I rise and give all praises to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Elion, Elion, El. Welcome to Moorish Science University, Lugah Lodge. This is our study group workshop. We're about to turn it all the way up on the language tip. Inshallah. Yeah, it's your favorite magi, Sufi. Yeah, you know the deal. One love to everybody out there in Galaxy. This is especially for MSU students, Moorish Science University, Moorish Science Academy for the younger grades. Oh, yeah. We got our workshop cut out for us. We've been doing this since 2007 CE. Yeah. On Drexel University campus, as we still are on Drexel University campus still. Check out the old flyer. Ah, one love and honors to, high honors to Khaldun, Furkan Khaldun, Furkan Khaldun, Furkan Khaldun. He was the officer at the Governmental Affairs Office of Drexel University, who, arranged for me to train and do this study group. And we did it at the New Africa Center for so many years, 4243 Lancaster Avenue. And it's the only Islamic museum in the city of Philadelphia, in the Philadelphia district. And so I carried it on for years at the lava space. And now, back by popular demand, we're giving some of you all a free workshop because this is for our students, but we want to get new students. We want you all who are skilled at certain, you know, sciences and have your certifications and training. We want y'all to be able to come in and train on Moorish Science University. So email us moorescienceuniversity@gmail.com. And we're about to get to the workshop. And first, giving praise to the Most High. And we honoring all holy and divine prophets from A to Z. We honoring the mothers. Yeah, rock out. This is your madrasa. We didn't give you a moment to get up in here. Ijlis, tafadalu, 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 tafadalu. That means welcome and if you please, tafadalu, right? Right. So this is what it is. Let's get right into it. Um, we are reading from our manual we have acquired for your study guide. And as your professor, I would like to pull that up, and you definitely can get. There we go. Boom. Let's see what this hidden fell. All right. We are dealing with our greetings today. We need to be able to do conversations. Okay. This is for conversational purposes and for contracting purposes, and for you to be able to gain access to different buildings and really be on your own if you especially had to be in a native Arabic speaking country, or even deal with Arabs in general, or deal with your natural proclivities of being multilingual, right? So if you're just being tuning into how we've been doing it over the past month with this study group, known as the Lugah Lodge. Lugah means language, and lodge, of course, is like a house. Lugah, as the word, as language, as the word comes from the word Lugah. So there's so many cognates, as they say. You know, have anybody heard of what a cognate is? Let's go with the list of cognates that we can really help you just spark your mind of getting a handle of words that you already use, words that we already use that are Arabic origin or straight up and down Arabic. You know what I mean? So, you know, this helps the mind to cross that border, and especially if there's any apprehension in your energy field as to resistance or thinking that it's too hard. We usually at the Lugah Lodge here, that's what we do. We make sure we start off with like a lot of cognates sometimes. This particular cycle, we started off with root words and names. We dealt with the names and favorite names and got to the root words and whatnot and stuff like that. So let's go over the list of cognates, cognitive words that are from that language, and so you can see where we're going with that. You know what I mean? Let's look at it. You have words like alcohol, right? These are standard cognates in the Arabic to English pantheon of words. You have alcohol, you have algebra, right? Right? Of course, we know Allah, right? But then you have words like aluminum, aluminum. Let's look at how they would say it in the Arabic. Al-Qul, right? The Al-Qul. Let's see if we can blow it up. Let's blow that bad boy ski up, right? Al-Qul, right? Al-Qul. Now that would be the Aleph. Let's turn that feather around. That's that line going up is the A L, Aleph Lam. That lamb is coming down and it's going right into that calf. So it's ALK H. You see just the top, and you go right into that wow. ALKH ooh, and then the L. You see the right here. You see the whole L because it's at the end. But right here, you just saw a portion of it, of course. So alakul, alakukul, alakukul, and then you got algebra, and they got aleph lam jabr, algebra, right? Allah, of course. Then we got aluminum. Look at stuff like that. Let's see, aluminum, right? And you say that al aluminum. Wow. Amalgam. These are all words that we may use or you may be familiar with, hopefully. America, right? General, right? Because then I'm like, which one is the word? Army or general? The general, general, right? That's the J. Gene got the dot at the bottom, the hook with the dot, the N, we have to just dot at the top, and that R is coming down. GNR, General. When you put the A, remember at the beginning it's Marika, but when you put it in the middle, it's still two A's, like so General, and then the L coming down again, right? But then you got like asphalt. So don't be intimidated. You know what I'm saying? Don't be intimidated. Inshallah. Don't be intimidated by the language because you may know more. You really have more Arabic words. I mean, so many languages like Spanish, right? Wherever the Moors was at, they gave people language. I mean, we just was looking at how they said the brother, what is it, Peter Rushton was the brother from the Moor from that was out there. The let me see, he created the Russian language. You know what I mean? Created the Russian language. The we gonna pull him up, inshallah. You see what I'm saying? Just tuned in, you know, you are here with the magistrate, the professor Magi M. Sufi Il, our Moorish Science University, free workshop for Arabic Lugah Lodge uh, class, and that we have, and we're going over just the languages and stuff. Okay, so his name is Alexander Pushkin. Look at the brother. You know what I mean? They whitewashed him here, but they got him. They got Albions and all that. I don't want to hear this little version, whatever. But they know. So wherever the Moors was at, we was you know what I mean, helping people get that communicate because it's very important at market and to civilize the area. So we need to know these cognates so you can really, you got to just get a look at 'em real quick. These are all Arabic words that you already know, inshallah. You know these because you're speaking them in English. See, autobus. Okay, so they're going extreme. Let me see. Let's go to these. Bacteria, backsheesh, ballet, balloon, bank, battery, beer, beige, biscuit, blouse, Buddha. Anyway, burqa, of course, cable, captain, cake, Khalif, camel, right? Captain, carrot, casino, of course. I tell them, get my money straight, get my, come on, I mean, gold and silver, cathedral, right? This got all kind of words. This one looks kind of, this list just looks kind of little buggy. You know what I'm saying? I was looking for more stuff like this. Alcohol, magazine, you know what I'm saying? Sugar, coffee. And I was looking for a normal list. That was kind of like a Gen Z list or something. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Inshallah. So look at that. Zenith, Akali, algorithm, apricot, right? Artichoke. The apricot is out of Boruk. Artichoke is out of Kharashuf candies. Alec is canned. Coffee, kawa. Cotton is kutin. Lemon comes from lemun. Saffron comes from zafaran. Sugar comes from sukar. Syrup comes from sharab, meaning to drink. Giraffe from zarafa. See? Zero from cipher. Or you know what I mean? That's cipher, right? Boom. Akali is from Akali. Algorithm is al-Qarwar Rizmi. Right? Everybody know that now, but you ain't fancy. Uh-huh. Fancy, huh? Admiral, right? From Admir al-Bahar. Assassin, some hashashin, meaning what? The hash eaters, hashish eaters. Wow. Arsenal, right? Dar al-Sina, house of manufacturing. Dar al-Sina, house al-Sina, okay, Dar al-Sina, they put the D to the D on. Carrot, Jarub, right? Yasmin, magazine, Makhazin, Makhazin, because that MA is place of, and that Khazin, oh, storehouse, okay. Mattresses, Matra, mummy, Mumia, wow. Safari, Safar, meaning journey. Sofa, Sufa. So we could go on and on and on. Study at your own. He says it's part of the tips, you know what I mean, that we give you, and that you could get your study on and get really realize that, wow, there's hundreds of words I'm speaking already. That's Arabic words. And remember what we said, when we trace the words and you trace the spelling, you break the spell. You know what I'm saying? So when they put that language together, so let's deal with the greetings and all that. You know, uh, if you just tuned in, the MSU students, save this and bring it back up when because you will be tested with a quiz, but not also that when we go out to, Ilamatam and restaurants and to Makan al Islamia, uh, Islamic places and stuff and spaces, you will be able to see and know. That'll be the real test, you know what I'm saying? So just if you can get a copy of this as well if you email us and whatnot. But let's go. It says introducing yourself in Arabic, right? Now remember, this is a level 4 language, so it is so healthy for the brain. If you learn an instrument or some kind of level 4 language like Arabia, it really is helpful, and it really for us as scientists, it really breaks down any scripture that you want, any words that you need to know. We teach you how to do it with the root word system. And remember, the root word can be obtained by erasing the prefix, erasing the suffix, and then erasing the vowels. It should be left with a 3-letter root word, right? So that's what we do. But we're going to go into greetings because this will help you, inshallah, like with your understanding, overstanding, and understanding. All right. So beginner's guide to Arabic. It says why introducing yourself is the first step to starting conversations and making connections in Arabic speaking cultures, right? And it says Ismi. Ismi is my name is, right? Ismi, you know what I mean? Ismi Mehdi. So always repeat what I'm saying. Try not to, just sit there and watch it. Wherever you are, if you repeat it, it'll basically word sound power. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So, they said you can learn shoot. The children will learn chemistry like nothing you put over a hip hop beat. So, you know, is a clue for why the Holy Quran of Mecca rhymes from beginning to end, but that's not what we're here for today. I digress. But it's me. It sounds like it's me. It's me Mahdi. It's me Jerome. It's me. So you say it's me when you say it's me, but it's basically saying my name is. Ism means a name or a title, the ISM, right? And then the E means mine. When you have that E sound at the end, E. Like you have a cursi or you can have a kitab, a book, right? A kitab. Kitabi. Kitabi, my book. You know what I'm saying? Kitabun, Kitabi, my book. So ISM is name, title. It's me, my name, right? So it's me, Mahdi, Wa'anta, and they use Wa'anta means and you, and you like when you're asking them back, right? I min maish أنا من من أما من أنت. All right. So it's me, right? Let's look at it. It's me. My name is right. It's me, Aisha. Aina min Aina min. Where you from? Uh Amalak. Amalak. Right. So you're talking about the address where they live, and you just substitute the words as you go along. You know what I mean? So you would say, whatever greeting for the afternoon. You might say assalamu alaikum, but let's say it's afternoon, you say masala khair, right? It's me. Just met the person. It's me, Mahdi. My name, um, my name is Mahdi. Wa anta? That WA means and, and anta, ANTA, that means you. And you, wa anta? You see what I'm saying? So you say, it's me, Mahdi, wa anta? And you put your name in there. You know what I'm saying? It's me. And then you ask the person back, wa anta? Because you want to know their name back. Wa anta? And they be like, oh, it's me, Ahmed. And then you say, oh, Tasharafna. Tasharafna means nice to meet you. Let's see if we can get any more uh translated words on this guide as well. You know, if you just tuned in, we're doing our study group and telling you how to do the study tips for the Arabic, modern standard Arabic language. For our Moorish Science University students, Moorish Science Academy, the young folks, but also free class for all adults and those looking to become students or professors here with their skill sets. The adjective comes after the noun and agrees with the gender, right? This talking about the adjectives and all of that. So it's similar. That's where the Spanish language gets their adjectives and all of that, in their possessives and all of that. Their grammar comes from the Arabic. The Moors were ruling that portion of the land for over 700 plus solar years. So they brought them out of that darkness and into the light of language and language arts. And so when you say Chico and Chica, the O at the end is masculine, and you're in that in the Spanish, and then the you know adjective probably has to follow. That's what Arabic is expressing in that. So when you're saying um Kitab Kitab al-Ahmar, because it's a red book, if it was a female thing, you wouldn't say Ahmar, you say Hamra. Like, I mean, it was a red bottle. This is not red, but let's just imagine. Zujajat, Jujajat al Hamra'a. So depending on if it's a masculine word or a feminine word, is whether you would do like Spanish and put that O at the end or that A at the end. You feel me? So that's what they're kind of hinting to in his adjectives. I really wasn't getting to this, but just so it's kind of, we'll come back to that, inshallah, Lord. But we're just trying to get our greetings down. Here go the nouns, the ism. Oh, look at that. The ism refers to a place, a person, a thing, right? And they told you the ism was bad. Now, when they said, they said you had isms and schisms. Like ISM, I'm not down with ism, but ism, like in Arabic, means it is the noun. Like when they say Islam, and then we say ours Islam ism, that's deep. And the Prophet was so masterful in doing that. Uh, and because the ism worldwide and linguistically, that ISM, that's what's giving it a jurisdiction in itself. That's what's giving it a whole quality of being a real thing, because it had the ism in it. See, it says ism what? And what is a noun? A noun, ism, refers to a person, place, thing, quality. I mean, idea or quality, right? Just like in English, the tonation of most sentences naming who are the sentences. So we were basically going, look, remember, because I said you say it's me, Mahdi. You say when you say my name is, I was telling you that, but they just explained it. That ISM means name or title rather, right? And they use the word title. And that title, then you put the sound E on the back of a word. That's what makes it yours. That's the possessive sound for yours. So meaning, let's give an example, one you might have heard of. You know that you might have heard when you call a mother, it's like UMM. Right? Let me see if I can put it in the chat. Is there's a chat here? Somebody type it in the chat if you know how to spell it. You know where I'm going with this. So as Joanna says, mother is right? Post a comment. Here we go. Is the word for mother, right? UMM. Bam. So that's how that is. But when you making it possessive to you, like your own mother, you put the E sound at the end, right? So you wouldn't just say you say umi. My umi said, round and round on the world. You know what I'm saying? Umi. So that is, you will, inshallah, learn over how to use your suffixes and prefixes to denote these nouns and what possessive, what part, who possesses it, right? The gender, right? Definiteness, the singularity, the number of the thing, their case endings, right? Kitab, they use that as an example, just like I did. Book, kitab, book. And you look how neat they wrote that letter, so you can see this is pretty cool. Look at that K coming down here, that calf. K right into the T, then up into the AA, kitab. They put the dot, it's supposed to be underneath, y'all. That make it katan. That's really a letter N, noon. But we know, we understand that dot's supposed to go underneath, y'all, for the bad for bay. But I've seen some other typos in this book, but it gives you a chance to check it out because I mean, look, you gotta know how to read this stuff. Catan. That doesn't say Katab. That is a letter N instead of a B. But they look similar, except the dot is on the top as an N as in Nancy or nation, and the dot at the bottom of that would be a B as in brother or B as in Kitab. Right? So that's how you really, pro tip for beginners is saying learn nouns with their gender and plural forms early on. That's so true. If you remember, if you start, inshallah, like remembering the nouns and the with the feminine version, masculine version, then you know, it's like, yo, that thing can come back. Like, you know, it can work in English like I before E except after C. And you can have these rules loaded up in your grammar rules. And when you open your mind with a level 4 language like Japanese or Korean or Arabia, then your mind is so much connecting all the pistons and neurons, everything's firing on, you know, optimization. Inshallah, that's how it goes. That's how it goes. So, you know, those are the biggest things to do for your mental health and wellness and for optimal, you know, uh brain work and coordinating the left and right hemispheres of the brain, especially with the way that I teach it and guide the classes. More as I'm trying to tell you, I went to school at the top language school in the country, the Defense Language Institute Foreign Language Center, and I study as a linguist and Arabic translator for the United States of America Army as a what? Military intelligence soldier. More so these, I'm giving you some real jewels on how to break these words down. More Muslim, check it out because I learned a lot before I went, and when I went, praise Allah, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. So this is getting right to the root words, and I'm giving you the best jewels, and y'all know how to really unlock it once you really see it. Y'all got your own intelligence, all right? Examples of consentence. Urid, I want. Urid, I want coffee. Urid kawa. Uridu kawa, right? Uridu kawa. I uridu kawa. Oridu. I try to go straight with this chart. It's crazy. Oridu. Oridu is I want. Oridu kawa. You write them down because you want to be able to make your own little words up, your own little phrases rather. And the more you think you making it up because you're getting better, you're like, yo, oh, I made it up. You think you get made it up because you're getting better, but you find out, oh, that's a real word. They use it all the time. That's when you know you cooking. You know what I'm saying? So there you go. You got uridu. So now you know uridu. If you want to say you want something. Urid kawa, but you don't have to use kawa. I want what else you want? Urid matam or ta'am, you want food. Urid vertical, you want an orange, you want a falus, you want money. Like uridu falus al nugud, right? Have the baytun jamil. Hada is this, Baytun is Bait is house, and Jamil is handsome or beautiful in the masculine sense. Jamila with the A at the end, that's another example of that gender specific. If the Baytun was not masculine, the Baytun is masculine with no A at the end or nothing. So that's why Jamil, which is the adjective, beautiful, is it doesn't have the A, so it's not Jamila. It's more like lovely and handsome. We did put the A on there, it's pretty. But it had a Baytun Jamila. It can be pretty, it's right there. The Hatha this is Baytun is house and Jamil. Now look at Baytun. Baytun, Baytun. Now you know that when you get into the root, right? Because look, un is the suffix Baytun. The means like one, like uno. So it's just there to say that there's just one. This one house is pretty basically like, right? But the word is bait, the Bayt, bait house. The Baytun, a house, right? That bait, bait, right? Right? You remove ain't no prefix. So then you remove the vowels, that A or that Y, right? So boom, this is deep. This is it. This is perfect. But this is why I'm saying, if you just tuned in, this is the MSU Moorish Science University. We giving you more science there and now, Islam. I got to give it to you because when it comes to bait, that's one of those words, you know what I mean, that can help you. And you heard it here first, basically, because there's no way that they're going to teach you this language skills like this. You know what I'm saying? So when you have bait as a word, Bayt, it means house, right? But let's take it to more science university. Let's take the bait, Bayt. Remember, we just stumbled upon this, so to speak, and part of our studying, right? We said, Hather, this is, okay, I got to get you the bait now. Bait means house. Hather, this is Baytun, a house, Jamil, pretty or nice, handsome, pretty or, this is a pretty beautiful house. Hather Baytun Jamil. But we're on bait because we got to get to the bottom of this one. Bait, that un is a suffix, so we're taking that un off. The Baytun, it's just bait, Bayt. So if you didn't know what bait means, you would be able to science it up with this part because you would say, hold on, that Bayte. And as you know that you are a member and student of this workshop, a Lugah Lodge with the Moorish Science University, you know that Bayte, you would line it up. What else is Bayt? And then you would listen to it with the word sound power, right, that you have. And you would realize, inshallah, that Bayt, bait, is you change the vowels. Remember? The vowels are interchangeable. The vowels just help you structure the word for deeper specific meaning. of that particular vibrational word. So instead of B-A-Y, put the E in there. Start replacing vowels, more. Let me switch that A out there, B-A-Y-T, bait, that means house. Let me switch that out. Okay, so then you realize B-E-T-H, Beth, that's house. Because you might not get to it immediately, right? But if with your study fast on, right? With your study fast on, you said, well, hold up, let me put my study, hold up, let me put my study fast on. This is what you say. If you ran across this word, Muslim, if you ran across bait and you ain't understand the root of that word, this is how you science it up. Yeah, you got to B-A-Y-T. And then now you're going to say, what is that? So now when you replace that word, you get your pen and paper out, you replace that vowels, and you would say, okay, the B, those four letters, B-A-Y-T, I'm going to basically replace that. And before I even go there, I'm just going to look it up to see what house meant in Hebrew, since I know that this is Arabic and it says bait means house. Okay, I don't know this root word. So let me look at the Hebrew dictionary. You could go to Google, who knows? Who cares? You look it up, bet, when you realize Beth is house. So the B-E-T-H is house. But then they said the B-A-Y-T here. So you can see the translation from Arabic to Hebrew. B-E-T-E-H, Beth. You know what I'm saying? Bethlehem. House, Beth means house, and then lehem would mean bread. But see, in Arabic, lehem means meat. So then you would compare. So historically, you know what I'm saying? You got your Holy Quran of Moorish Science of America. You got your Holy Piscean record. Got your Holy Quran of Mecca. You know what I'm saying? You could triangulate this thing because you say, well, hold up. You got Elizabeth. These are all Beth words that are bait, that are house. Bethlehem. Then you look on, I rode by many a church, and each church, well, some of these church, Beth Shalom. Beth, Beth, Bethel. How about the most pastor pork chop eating churches, they could be called Bethel, have such a righteous name. Bethel. Bethel. So that's the house of El, right? So bait, where he was saying, is how he translated Bil Arabia in the Arabic, but you wouldn't be satisfied there. You would dig a little deeper because you said, well, hold up, I switched that B-A-Y-T to not B-E-T-H since I've seen that Arabic and Hebrew word really looks the same or similar. What else is there? How are they going to take it into English? So you could be able to take it into English, right? So you take it into English because then you'd be like, well, how do they Englify it, Romanize it, Greekify it, Hellenize it? You see what I'm saying? Pasteurize it, homogenize it, synthesize it. So then, boom, you can really break the spell because it's spell. So you realize, okay, that Beth, they had it on, like, so-called yesterday was Saturday. That's Saturn's day. But they call it the Sabbath. See? These is jewels, Moors. I mean, y'all gotta chime in, but you just tuned in, you're gonna heard it today from the Professor M. Sufi Il, Professor Magistrate M. Sufi Il, here at Moorish Science University. And like let's talk about it. That Sabbath, S-A-B, is what? That's Saturn, right? Then you go to Kemet, and that's Seb, right? Right? See, when you go all the way back to the Kemet with that more science, you realize that's soot. Soot. Saturn is Sutterin. Soot is, now you deal with the real pronunciation, the real Imhotep, the real breaking in spells, the real. See, I'm saying that because the soot is charcoal color, supposedly. You know what I'm saying? Soot on soot. Satan soot on. Then that soot waters down to Sat. Because remember, I had to tell y'all, when the soot was in the soot, when you was coming from the mud with it, for the primordial, when you was the Lord of the perfect black, right? Then it was soot taking on all the melanination, the carbonation, being the fullness of that invisible void, the nothingness that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is, right? So that's when it was soot. Then as they water it down, you put that S instead of S-U-T or S-O-O-T, let's say S-U-T. Instead of that being with that right? That S-O-T, soot, boom, S-U-T. Then they water it down so it gets really a little angry, because then that energy, that amen ray, that chief force is saying, because is now that is going down. You know what I'm saying? When it was soot, it was just cranking out. But then now that sun has to set. So now instead of S-O-T or S-U-T is S-E-T. You know what I mean? Sometimes we get upset or make set come up, make soot, and and bring it. Don't bring set, don't bring devil up, but upset. But then sometimes I get so depressed that it's died on his cross, and then that soot became sat. You replace that O and A, soot, and then set, and then put sat. So that's the sun when it's sat over there. You know what I mean? Then the fall of man is like complete out that joint, right? But that bait is what we was talking about. That bait, the B-A-Y-T, because we saw that what it said, Uridu, it said Hada, this is Beitun Jamil. This is a nice house. And I said that bait is house, Beitun, and we get to the root word, you take the UN off because there's no prefix on Beitun, and the suffix would be the UN, right? And then the word itself is just bait, B-A-Y-T, bait. And then if you were to look it up on Google, you say, oh, bait, that means house. Okay, right? So then you're like, well, dang, I never heard of that. So now as a MSU, we do more science, right? So then now you look with the Hebrew. Oh wow, the Hebrew and Arabic word happens to match or be very similar, Beth. Then you think about it, you take it to the circle 7, you take it to the Holy Quran, you take it to the Bible. Okay, Elizabeth, Bethlehem, right? Right? Beth. Then you take it extreme. Then it becomes, oh, let me change the vowels for real up on this joint to find out what it's really saying. Sabbath. Then you say, okay, Saturday, Sabbath, Saturn, and Saturn itself is Sutan, but so that's a weaker form, Saturn. So Saturn, Sabbath. So then you back to bait, because then you see that bath, B-A-T-H, bath. Do you say, dang, Bath means house? Because Bath is just another spelling of Beth. They just changed the E from Elizabeth or Bethlehem or the church Bethel, right? They changed that Beth to change the E out and mirror, and then right to A to the lowest form, Bath. But see how that go when it go from you, when it's pronouncing with melanin in full soul power. You heard it here first. I mean, tell me if you didn't. You know what I'm saying? Full soul power when you pronounce it with the U. So when we are speaking Moorish, our ancient Phoenician, you'll see us, inshallah, you'll see to hear myself, the magistrate, put out the new Moorish language book so you could be recalibrated how we speak. So it's the Sultan, then it became Set, right? It was stepping down a little bit. Then it became Saturn, right? And then Sabbath, I mean, so it's the house of Saturn. That's it. I mean, there's a lot to go there, but these are the study tips nobody's going to give you, Morris, and we have to make sure that you know we give you the tools to break this stuff down, because you have to be able to know what they're saying in these scriptures, and they're saying this word means this word. I mean, the Tower of Babel, and it's like Bab means door, El means L. So then you can get to the storyline that's really going on once you really realize they said Babel means confusion. It couldn't mean that. That's a lie. So uh you can break it down once you know how to get the root word, and you start what being a scientist, doing some experiment, taking this vowel, replacing with that vowel, right? Switch it up and then go into the languages, right? That's what it is. So um I've wanted to really give you some of these greetings, but I'll continue in a little bit as well, um and seeing what else they have on this on these on the study manual here. We did that last time, but we can go over the so-called days of the year according to science of the week. All right, let's do it. These are the average days of the week. Sunday, you say al-ahad, al-ahad. Monday, al-ithnain. Now, the way they're doing it is most of these means number one, number two, number three, number four, number five, and then this means number seven. The only thing that doesn't mean a number on this side is Jumu'ah, because Jumu'ah means the gathering or the assembly or the congregation, right? So when you say al-ahad, you're saying the one. Al-ithnain, the second. Al-thulatha, the third. Al-araba, al-arabiyya, al-ariba, al-arabiyya, that is the fourth. Al-hamis, that's the fifth. Al-jum'ah, that means the gathering. Al-sept means the sixth. So you can, learn the numbers pretty briefly. Wahid, Ithnain, Thalatha, Arba, Hamza, Sitta, Saba, Thamanya, Tissa, Ashra. So we'll go over numbers, but that's a quick little mental jump, right? Because ahad means the first. Like wahid means one, but ahad means the first. They're giving you an example of what ahad means here. Sunday is the first. So it's saying what? Ahad, the one, its name, right, is Monday, because it's the second day of the so-called week of the strong. Al Thalatha, this is Al Lejuna. And I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but rhythmic reception of the words aloud can be memory. Okay, good stuff. Today is Tuesday. Al-Yom Al-Yom Al-Thalatha. Where's my pointer? Al-Yom Al-Thalatha. Today is Tuesday. Al-Yom Al-Thalatha. I go to the market on Thursday. Arid an athab il-Suk fil Yom Al-Khamis. Some of these is misspelled. The weekend is Saturday and Sunday. Al Nihayat al-Usbu'a huwa Yom al-Sabt wa Yom al-Had. All right. So that's a little bit about that. It's so much to train on, but inbox us if you would like to join the class officially. And if your students train up and your young folks in their homeschool academy are tested on the material, we're on portion 7 now. However, they're tested later on, Lord willing. Then they can get their accredited degree from the Moorish Science Temple of America's very own Moorish Science University. Remember, every masjid, every mosque, every temple is supposed to be a school and university. And amongst, as they're really like City Hall at this joint for real, if it was run properly by those who are operating are competent. However, we're offering dua and having gratitude for every holy breath. All right, so let's go through our conversation. All right. Oh, Islam, something like a. Oh, it's me, Mahdi. Wa anta? My name is Mahdi. Wa anta? And you are? And they would say, oh, it's me, Ahmed. And you say Tasharafna. Tasharafna, nice to meet you. Or the pleasure is mine. right? And then you go from there. كيف الحال اليوم? How are you today? اليوم, today. كيف الحال? How are you today? Right? So I got to get the touch screen, share the screen where I can write on the screen and really bring certain things up and do the writing. So offer do out for me more is or you could donate too. You can go right past offering due acting like you gotta wait on it. You can go ahead and put the love offering in the ethers up in there. You know what I'm saying? Deliver it right here to the the Grand Body Records, Grand Body House up in here, Stargate Studios. I'm just, gotta teach you from Madrasa. This goes out to the Bay Band Family Trust Commander, QT Bay, Admiral Ibn, Master Chief DJ Bay, Kalichi, um, all of the seeds, the Bay bands. I mean, all the bays in South Philly, and everybody around that's needing their young folks and their adults to have this education and this edification. You know what I'm saying? So praise Allah for you all, and we'll be right back. I gotta make sure I get this touchscreen going. If any of y'all know how to work some of this tech, I mean, y'all gotta help me out. Went over some of this. Or Hibuka, I love you. Kitab. Or Hibuka. Or Heb. Ooh. Yeah, religious celebrations, national holidays. This is just a good guide. This joint is like 100 something pages, yo. We can go over this food, inshallah, next. All right, food is a universal topic, whether you're ordering at a restaurant, shopping at a market, or enjoying a meal with locals. Knowing how to talk about food in Arabic builds confidence and connection. It really does. Inshallah, mashallah. So bread, hubs, hubs, rice, aruz. Rice is aruz. They said dajaj, but dajaj is chicken. They are crazy at this list. Dajaj, that's chicken. Rice is ruz. Meat, laham. Fish is samak. Okay, ruz is rice though. They's bugging. Oh, okay, I got it. Hubs, maybe they're doing like this. Rice is ruz. Dajaj is chicken. Okay, they're going just left to right. They're wild with their style of graph making though. Hold up. Bread is hubs. Here you go. Aruz is rice, right? Dajaj is chicken. Meat is laham. Fish is samak. Samak. Cheese is jibin. Jibin. Eggs is baid. Baid, not like baked, like a house with a T, but not baked, but baid. Vegetables is khudar. Khudar. Water, ma'a. So this is a good list. Bread, hubs, rice, aruz, chicken, dajaj, meat, lahm, fish, samak, cheese, jubin, eggs, bayed, vegetables, khudar. The KH is kha. Khudar, water, ma'a. So, it's always a good practice, to have as a best practice, where everybody cooking your food, you probably know their language, you know what I'm saying? So we those type of international minded Moors, we gonna know them Chinese a little bit, a little Cambodian, a little so stress, what I mean? So especially we looking provide you all with the loot cards, the flashcards and everything, and we want to give you some study tips of some good YouTube tutorials to watch too with the Arabic. Like I like study with Maha.
Maha. That's an Arabic lady around the world. She's pretty good. And I like to just break it all the way down for you because more I know how you should have your way with this language. So I give it to you in a way that is gives you the best study tips and ways to figure things out. And like I said, just like they do, and I graduated from Defense Language Institute in the military and military intelligence. That's definitely how they do it. I had 7 different Arabic teachers from 7 different countries. And so what we're so I'm giving you the best of the best, you know what I mean, and a league of extraordinary nobles. You see what I'm saying? So praise Allah for you all, Moors. I'd like to give high honor to Dr. Bay, our principal, and our dean, Mother Mira Stewart Eel, and as long as with the founder and co-founder and past president of the Moorish Science University, and that is Sheikh Alfred Tariq Ill from the Temple in Trenton, New Jersey. So praise Allah for you too as well. More, make sure you all watch these replays and say the words out loud after I say it. When I say ma'ah, try to pronounce it ma'ah. You have to physically go through the motions. It's not a lazy man's language, and it's something where you must learn how to do 4 things in each language: speak the language, right? Understand it when it's spoken to you, totally different skill set. Read the language, write the language. See what I'm saying? So we're giving you, wow, inshallah, primo service because I'm touching on how to read it, how to write it, how to think about it more. So this is what we do. And then I'm your Professor Magi M. Sufi Eel. And you know the deal. It's not a drill. This is so real. And we out. Till next time, praise Allah, give high honors to his holy and divine prophets, wars. And Islam, Islamism.